United Nations has become the biggest joke. In the past few years, thousands of innocents were killed in Gaza, Iran, Israel, Iraq, and Russia. Where was the United Nations Security Council and its peacekeeping force in this entire war? Most recently, why it is the USA and Donald Trump who announced ceasefire between Israel and Iran? Why not the so-called biggest international organization on the planet, United Nations? All these events has made people question one thing. Each United Nation is struggling for its relevance.
And I'm here to talk to you about the United Nations, a body that is progressing from failing to failed.
In order to have the answer of all these questions, firstly we have to understand the two major organs of United Nations and the way it functions. First, UN General Assembly. It is like a parliament of any country. It consists of all 193 member states of United Nations. Each has one voting right. It is the organ for global discussion, policy making, budget approval, recommendation, selecting members, human rights, humanitarian affairs. Questions like peace, security, budget, membership require 2/3 majority, while other things require simple majority. Second, the Security Council. It consists of 5 permanent members. They are UK, USA, China, Russia and France. Each hold veto power. So if you are someone who already know what the veto power is, you can skip to this timestamp. But if you are someone who don't know what the veto power is, here is a very simple explanation. It is an ability or a power of an individual to unilaterally block or stop any official action. In this case, these 5 permanent members has an ability or a power to unilaterally block any resolutions or decisions taken by Security Council. The major function of Security Council is to maintain and restore international peace, impose sanctions on the country, deploy peacekeeping mission and forces, conduct negotiation for conflict resolution. If the compositions and function of these two major organs are very clear to you, let's understand why United Nations failed to negotiate or stop the war or restore the international peace from two different wars which made people call United Nations paralyzed. In the case of Russia and Ukraine war, General Assembly passed the multiple resolutions condemning the Russia invasion and demanding withdrawal. For example, in March 2022, 141 countries voted in General Assembly demanding the withdrawal of Russian troops from Ukraine. But as you understood, General Assembly is for discussion and passing the resolution. It is the Security Council who send the troops, deploy peacekeeping force to stop or de-escalate the war. But here, Russia is a permanent member of Security Council and has veto power. So any act done by the Security Council is immediately blocked by Russia's veto power. Now, the biggest question is none of the countries in the Middle East like Iran, Israel, Iraq or the terrorist group like Hamas is a permanent member of Security Council. So why United Nations is not able to stop the killings of innocent in this region even after the serious allegations of Israeli genocide in Gaza?
Israel has been bombing Gaza for over a year, but most of the world governments have either failed to stop the genocide.
Well, it is not simple as it looks from outside. Here the role of United Nations comes into play. US has been always a good ally of Israel. No matter who became the president of United States, US has always supported Israel. So now it is not the Israel but the United Nations who blocks the resolution by using its veto. Resolutions of October 2023, December 2023, February 2024, March 2024 has been vetoed. This is how United Nations looks helpless in Middle East too. So now let's get back to our first question. How US is able to announce the ceasefire, not the United Nations? So until now, you have understood the problem lies in the structure and the power of United Nations.
I've devoted the last 26 years of my life to supporting the UN, but it doesn't work very well. There are 5 powers that have a veto, and they often disagree with each other.
But in the case of Iran and Israel, US was able to create a pressure on both countries. For Israel, if it withdraws support, then the United Nations will be more active and even the peacekeeping force will be deployed. And for the sustainable war, it is the US who continuously provide financial support and weapons to the Israel. On the other hand, United Nations has a long-standing bilateral relation with the Middle East countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and even has a military base. So here US can easily isolate the Iran from the Middle East countries. This is how United Nations is able to announce a ceasefire between Iran and Israel. So again, the biggest question is United Nations relevant? The answer cannot be yes or no, but undeniably United Nations looks paralyzed when it becomes a spectator to the war, especially when the permanent member of United Nations are involved. In the both wars, United Nations is not able to stop the war directly, but it saved the thousands of lives in both Gaza and Ukraine by its supporting programs and organs like World Food Program, WFP, United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, and others. In both wars, death count would have become countless due to hunger and famine if United Nations this body would not have supported.